welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be doing a haul, and today's haul is specifically pigments. I might have gone a little bit crazy and purchased like, I don't know, like 18 or so from Glamour Doll Eyes, but for some reason I've just been obsessed with pigments lately, so I got a ton of them, and today I'm going to swatch all of them for you guys. Glamour Doll Eyes is a brand I have just been recently introduced to. They're an indie brand that makes cruelty-free pigments and eyeshadows, and I'm really excited to swatch all these for you guys today because there's some really beautiful colors in here. Each one of the pigments I think typically runs $6, but all the pigments I got today I did get 50% off because they regularly have sales, which is really nice because I love sales. I hate paying full price. Each of the little pigments I have today has this little sticker on the front that says Glamour Doll Eyes, and it has this little animated girl over here with awesome hair. I really wish I could have cool hair. I would love to have cool hair. A lot of these pigments are actually vegan, which I think is pretty cool, so along the way as we're swatching, I'll tell you guys which ones are lip safe and vegan, just so you can have a better idea of what the pigments are. Today I'll be doing 3 different swatches of each of these. First I will just put it on the bare skin, then I will be using a eye primer, and then I will be using a glitter adhesive. Alright, we have about 16 of these to swatch today, which is actually better than I thought. I thought I bought 18, so I was more restrained than I originally expected. So let's just go ahead and get swatching. Alright, first up we have Past the Bubbly, and this is a really beautiful shade. It has like a nice champagne sheen to it with some pink and purple running through. Here we have the plain swatch, this is the primer swatch, and this is the glitter adhesive. And all of them are really beautiful in their own right. These two especially are very bright and pigmented. Alright, next up we have Paramour, and this one changes so much from swatch to swatch. This is a purple base with green shimmer in it, but if you look down here you can definitely see it's much more purple, but once you get up here to the adhesive, that green is really coming through and you pretty much lose all the purple. This is a super interesting duochrome color. I would definitely like to see how it looked packed all over the lid. Alright, next up we have Phyrra. I'm hoping that's how you say it. I'm not 100% sure. This is a very bright, vibrant purple base with like blue shimmer to it. This is something I don't typically wear, but I think it's really beautiful. Here we have just the plain skin swatch. This is with the primer and this is with the glitter adhesive. If you're wanting a more subtle look, you can definitely not use a primer adhesive, but if you're wanting a more dramatic look, you could definitely use an adhesive and get some pretty crazy looking eyes with this. Alright, next up we have a Heart of Gold, which is just super pretty. It is a nice greeny gold base with pink shimmer. Again, we have the plain swatch, the primer swatch, and the glitter adhesive swatch, and all of them do look pretty different, but all of them are really pretty. Alright, next up we have Junkie, and oh my goodness, I'm in love. This is a gorgeous color. This here is actually the non-primer, non-adhesive swatch, and I think this one is my favorite. Then we have the primer and adhesive. But this is an absolutely gorgeous color, super pigmented, a fantastic like orangey brick red with some shimmer in it. I am in love. Ooh, it looks like a burn. It looks like I stuck my hand in like a George Foreman and pressed it down. Alright, from now on, all the red pigments I'm keeping till last because my hand is super sore now. I just had to scrub it in the bathroom for like 5 minutes to get that pigment off, but it was beautiful, so I don't even care. Alright, next up we have I Can't Believe I Gave My Panties to a Geek, which is a line from 16 Candles, one of my favorite movies of all time. And this one is a really pretty pale pink color, but it seems like if you put it on something like an adhesive, it turns a little bit more red. You can see veins of kind of red running through it, or a deeper pink just here on the skin swatch, but when you put it on the adhesive you can really see that red stand out. Alright, next up we have Irrational, which is a very pretty green with gold glitter in it. This is quite a bright green, not something I would typically wear, but it is very pretty. Here we have the skin swatch, the primer swatch, and the adhesive swatch. The adhesive swatch definitely helps that gold shimmer come out. You can really see it in this last swatch here. Next up we have Buyer's Remorse, which is a nice icy blue with like pink shimmer to it. Same as all the other swatches, we have the skin swatch, the primer swatch, and the adhesive swatch. Alright, next up we have Brown Eyed Girl, which is a really beautiful like duochrome color. It has a nice shift to it. You can definitely tell that there are differences between the swatches depending on what base you're going to use it on, but I think all 3 are pretty in their own right. Alright, next up we have Facade, and this one is probably the least shimmery out of all the ones we have tried so far. This one seems to be much more matte than the rest. The color changes quite a bit between these swatches. These 2 down here are much lighter than this last one with the adhesive. I personally think I prefer these 2. The adhesive looks a little bit patchy patchy, but if you're wanting a darker color, you can definitely deepen this by using an adhesive as a base. Alright, next up we have Girlfriend Sweater. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. This one seems to be a true matte. The swatch without the base is fairly light and doesn't have too much pigment really. Then we have the swatch with the actual primer, and I think I like this one the best out of all of them. The swatch with the glitter adhesive I probably wouldn't try on my eyes. I think it turned it a little bit muddy and a little bit patchy. Alright, next up we have Coquette, and this is a very interesting color. When I opened it up, it reminded me of like unicorns or something. This one is like a very pale purple base with a little bit of shimmer to it. Again, the glitter adhesive really did change the color of it. These two look quite different than this one. It just makes the base much darker than the other two. Alright, next up we have Heedless Heart, and this one I think is gorgeous. It looks very rose gold, which you guys know I absolutely love. I think it looks really pretty on each swatch. I think this one might be my favorite here with the glitter adhesive. It just really gives it that extra shimmer, extra sheen. Alright, next up we have Silhouette, and this one reminds me a lot of Coquette actually. It looks very similar. Again, this adhesive just really changes the color of the pigment. So if you are planning on using an adhesive with these, just be mindful that the color might change and it might deepen. Alright, next up we have Chivalrous, which is really hard for me to say, and I think this one is really pretty. If you guys can't tell, like reds and oranges are my favorite types of eyeshadows. I think my two favorite swatches are actually these two right here. I'm not a huge fan of the one in the center. I think it turned out a little bit patchy. I do like how the adhesive showed a little bit more of the glitter, but I think this is a gorgeous, gorgeous color. I may or may not have used nail polish remover to get that off my hands. Yeah, that's real good for your skin. I wouldn't recommend it. Alright guys, and this is the last one for the haul. We finally made it through. This is Scarlet Letter, and I think this is actually the one that I got free with my purchase. Every order you make with Glamour Doll Eyes, I believe if you spend over $10, you get a free full-size eye pigment, and I believe February's was this one right here, Scarlet Letter. Again, it looks very different in all of the swatches. The one just on the skin looks a little bit more matte. The one in the center is a bit more shimmery, and the one on the end is definitely deeper yet again, but it still maintains a lot of that shimmer. So I would say the running theme with all of these is that you need to choose your base according to what you want your eye look to look like. If you're going to use an eyeshadow that is like fairly lightly colored, you might not want to use the glitter adhesive because I think it does deepen it. You can tell with a lot of these that the primer deepens it just a little bit too, but I think if you're wanting the full like shimmery impact of a lot of these, you should probably go with the glitter adhesive. If you can see here, I'm moving my hand back and forth, and it's really catching that light pretty nicely. Alright everybody, that's all I have for you guys today. I will leave the link down to Glamour Doll Eyes down below if you guys want to check them out. This isn't a sponsored video or anything. I just really like makeup and eye pigments and spending way too much money on things I don't need. But anyway, thank you guys so very much for watching. I just wanted to share this haul with you guys today to show you my new love for pigments that I never had before. Before it was like I'm only buying eyeshadow palettes ever, and now I'm like all the pigments in the world. Once I have amassed a pretty nice collection, I'll probably share that with you guys as well. But as for now, please just go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. It would really mean the world to me, and I just hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day, and I will see you next time. Bye!